Are we live? Yes, we are. Perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Namek, and welcome to tonight's Just Chatting stream. This is Monday. Tonight's Monday, May 26th. May is almost over. I assume that most of you are about to get out of school. From my period, from my time, makes me sound like an oldie. Is that usually school ends around the 25th. Hopefully that maybe you guys are already done with school. But anyways, happy summer break for those of you who are in school. Hopefully the summer goes well for you and stay dry and stay cool. Hey Defectio, how are you? Welcome. Aiden Ben, what's going on? How are you? Welcome. And I see Untamed came in here. Hello everyone. Wolf is here as well. I'm still getting used to the whole pinning the message or the server thing on there. Ben is asking me what is my Discord name. I don't know what the Discord name is, but here it is. The Nutmeg server.
Yeah,
what's
all
up?
you gotta do is just like send the Nutmeg stream server. Boom. That's it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Wolf. Ben, I posted a link, http:/discord, and it's a pinned message on YouTube. So I think if you click that, you should be able to join Discord however you like. I think that's the way it works. Again, not really understanding the complexity of Discord, but I think that's how it works. As you can see here, this is my Discord server, I think, and I got a little bit used to it, so I've looked into the game recommendations. So let's start off there. The first one would be, of course, Escape the Backroom. This is actually recommended by Wolf because he really wants to play horror game with me, and he thinks it'll make interesting content. And my response to that is, we'll see. Last time, every time I play with him, it's like an up and down. It could be like the worst thing ever, or it could be some of the best things ever. So we'll see about that.
It won't be the worst thing ever. Like what was it? Last Lethal Company gameplay, or God forbid VR chat.
Yes. Oh hey, Seabass, welcome. Can you have Discord? I pinned it on there. Let me know if you actually see it.
I think Twitch chat can see it.
Yeah, I think I posted it all. And guys, just go on this, what you see here, and this is where game recommendation is. Just be careful because I'm only gonna play games twice, 2 days in 1 week. That's Friday and Saturday. So be careful what you work with, what you recommend, and also the main obstacle is that it has to be a pretty cheap or free game. Like as in $5 cheap. New zombie border patrol game. Well, recommended. Put it right here then. The thing is that I do want to play all these games, but I've had to save up for Deltarune. That's coming up in about, I think, a week or two. And then there's Five Nights at Freddy's, the new VR one, The Secrets of the Mimic. So that's why I'm a little bit tied up when it comes to the money. And if you didn't know, about a month and a half ago, I overclocked my GPU, so I had to get a new one. It cost like $700. That was the money I saved up for the Nintendo Switch 2, but I'm not getting the Switch 2 anymore. So that's why I'm a little bit on the a tighter side. Now I don't know. I know Untamed. I know Defectio. Hello ABC. I don't know which one is you. You guys all have different names on Discord and Twitch and YouTube. But anyways, welcome. This is my server. If you guys want to join me in voice chat, you're welcome to. Of course, just in case. I just keep the voice chat to just around 1 to 2 people. That way, I realize that if there's too many people in the Discord chat, then it gets a little bit too chaotic. But that said, I mean, I would love to do a voice chat. If you guys are uncomfortable with it, that's cool with me. Oh, you're ABC. Seabass. I see. Hey, thanks for the sub, Howler. Welcome. And Defectio is saying is currently playing Wiga's Challenge, the Idol, right now. Well, good luck to you. I know that you recommended the Five Nights at Wario series that I've seen there. I looked at it, and it does seem interesting because if you look at here, I definitely played this before. I definitely played this. Yeah, I remember this. I don't know if it looks a little bit more. I don't know if it's the OG one or I played the reverse one, so maybe this one's harder. But I can't imagine it'd be too difficult. I've looked at the other ones I have not played, so this is like a series to me, which is fine. Hey Ned, how are you? How are you? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. And Defectio is saying that I played the remastered version of the first one. Well, isn't that the best one though? Isn't that the best one? Is there something wrong with the remaster? Is it easier? You want me to play the OG because it's a little bit more, it's harder? Is that what you're saying? You want me to suffer a little bit more? And Ben is saying, don't have a Discord on iPad, but you have it on phone. Watching this on your iPad? No worries. I mean, Monday through Thursday, this is what I'm really into. I just want to sit down, calm down, relax, and have a good chat, and play some kind of lo-fi music on here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I love this kind of music. Lo-fi of one of my favorite games with one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, Final Fantasy X. Anything lo-fi Final Fantasy X, I am always in. So if you guys have any recommendations like this, please don't give me any sort of rap music. I want calm music. I had never heard any music from rappers that are supposedly calm, but I could be wrong. But then again, rap is really not my thing. You're in, Ben? No worries. There you go. The classrooms, isn't that just like the back room, but in a classroom? Again, if you guys want to recommend me something and without me forgetting it, this will be here. In Times and Stars, this is a new one because I think I had a viewer on Twitch on Saturday, I believe, when I was just finishing up One Shot, and he recommended this game. He or she recommended me this game. Is wanting me to play so bad that he or she is willing to gift it to me. Well, if that's the case, then I really have no argument again. I was like, I might play it, but as of this Friday and Saturday, I think I will be finishing up One Shot. Ironic how the game says One Shot. I really thought I was done with the game, but it turns out there could be more. If I want a better ending or the best ending, I might have to play it once more. Ben? No, I cannot hear you. If you want to be on this in voice, then I probably will have to you have to be like right on here somewhere, like Wolf was. Not exactly sure. You might have to get in touch with Wolf. Final Fantasy IV soundtrack. You know, that's actually one of the Final Fantasy that I think is a little bit underrated. With I forgot, it's the Dark Knight one, right? With a white knight named the Paladin one. They're all really good. They're all Nobuo Uematsu. We all have our favorites. The guy did the soundtrack, and for what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is probably the first one that he actually had some help. And not to mention Chrono Trigger. They're all fantastic. Although 4, I can't really remember much from that game. It's been a very long time since I played it. Maybe I should go back and play it again. Although Final Fantasy games tend to be really, really long. I think 4 might be one of the underrated ones. I think I put it in a category with Final Fantasy 9. Although 9 might get a little bit more recognition because it's a little bit more updated. Just, because it's not as old. Because the oldest Final Fantasy that most people, quote-unquote, recognize would probably be 6. Oh, I saw Ben right there, then you just went off. Sorry about that. 6. In my opinion, out of all the Final Fantasy games that I played, I know I played 4, but I did not finish it, I don't think. I played 6, I did not play 5, I did not play 1, 2, or 3. I played 7, never played 8, played 9, played 10, played 12, 10-2, played 13, and 15 and 16. I played most of the Final Fantasy games, especially the modern ones, but I haven't had one that is really connected to me as much as 10, because we all have our, when it comes to Final Fantasy, we all have our preferences. I know most people would say 7, some prefer 9 or even 8, some prefer even 12 or maybe even 6. Out of all the ones I say, I would probably agree that maybe Final Fantasy 6 might have the best overall story, I think. Even though I don't remember much from it, it's kind of ironic. And 10, while it's as good to me, while it's my favorite, I do think it has quite a bit of problems. But that's why I say it's my favorite, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best Final Fantasy out there. But for some reason, it just connects with me. Something about the characters, something about the setting, which is very different from the other ones. The other ones, like 4, is based on European castles, medieval style, and then you got steampunk, like in Final Fantasy 7. You got the school thing in Final Fantasy 8. And with 10, it's set in Southeast Asia, which obviously that's where I'm from, kind of. So I've always been really, really interested in a world that is filled with mainly water. But that's just me. No problem. Whatever your case is, whatever you guys want to do, what your favorite, it's all up to you. Speaking of which, I do want to discuss One Shot a little bit. Oh, before I do that, let me go over all the game recommendations that I was giving. So in Stars in Time, never heard of it, but the viewer named Nico, ironically, is the one who recommended me to play this game. So I will be doing that soon when I have the time. That might be in the backlog pretty well. Sharks and Minnows. This is the one that... Look in general? What? What do you mean? Look in it? You mean this one? The voice channel? Anyways, Sharks and Minnows. That's another game that I think I saw 8-Bit Ryan and a few other players play. Oh, thanks for the follow, Allah. Anyways, let's see. I was gonna say that Sharks and Minnows is another game that I saw a few people play, and this one is actually recommended to me by Kira, of all people. I did not expect her to recommend this to me, really. She usually recommends something that is very plot and story focused. This one is more just one of those indie horror game that I think is pretty cool. It's on sale for, I think it's like for $7 or $8. If it has a 50% off, then yeah, I'll buy it. I've already talked about Five Nights at Wario series. I played the first one, but it seems that Defectio wants me to do the entire thing, including the OG. If that's the case, so be it. I think I still somewhat remember the mechanics. Peach was probably the only one that gave me trouble because I remember her being in a sewer. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. And then there's Detroit Become Human. Now, it's on sale right now on Steam, 70% off, but it's still $12. So, yeah, if it ever has like one of those 90% sales, then yes, I will probably buy it and play it. This one has me intrigued because it reminds me of, I think it's the same developers as Heavy Rain. I played through that game. I enjoyed it for what it is. And of course, I know the Sean meme. Oh, Peach was in the cellar. Cellar? Was it? Oh, that's right. That's right. No. Which one was the one that she was in the sewage and then you had to flash her? Maybe I did play 2, not Five Nights at Wario's. Huh. When I reach 1,000 Twitch follower, that'll be the day. We'll see, Seabass. The thing is, I don't mind people being my mods. It's just that I don't have enough audience to watch me. So there's not much to do. That's why Wolf right now is like the only mod here that, you know, needs to do anything. And also, I'm not so sure by the time I even reach 1,000 followers on Twitch Twitch will even exist, I heard some pretty pretty interesting things, as in 1,000 followers. I know it would be 1,000 followers on Twitch is quite a lot. That's like me getting 10,000 subs on YouTube, you know? All I'm saying that it's gonna take a lot of time, and by the time that happens, I don't know if Twitch would still exist. Mainly because there's so many issues with Twitch that I've looked up. And by looked up, I mean just watching a bunch of YouTube videos, slot videos. And it's something about the ad revenue being down, that they're not really enforcing the rules or something. I'm not exactly sure what is going on, but I do know that if if people are losing money, or rather there's not as much ad revenue from Twitch, then I think that company is in probably big trouble. They wouldn't exist right now if it wasn't for Amazon, to my knowledge. They're not a platform that can stand on its own. So if Amazon ever decides to just cut Twitch loose, well, geez, there goes the biggest streaming platform. And where else would people go? It's either YouTube or the other one's Kick. I don't know any other streaming platforms, but we'll see. And YouTube has its own issues as well. Hell, I told Wolf about this, and I actually got it's not a copyright strike. I actually got a warning, a strike, community strike, I think. It's not because someone reported me or something like that, I don't think. It was actually one of my shorts, and I was playing a game called Content Warning. And the content inside was basically me, when I saw another player, I think he was a random, literally humping another guy. It's not anything too sexual. It's not anything too weird. And I just looked at him and was like, what are you doing? And then I closed my eyes, and he was on top of me. Granted, Content Warning is like a very cartoonish look, as in it's kind of like a what is it? You know, those horror games that looks very anime cartoonish, very simple. I guess you can even call it Roblox like. But I got a strike for it, even though I did not do anything wrong, and I wasn't the one instigating it. So that was quite interesting to me. Elijah, hey, welcome. I think I remember you. Hellwitch, yeah, you are everywhere. Well, you are welcome to join my Discord now. Alright? I am now opening up my Discord again, reopening a new Discord, or this is a new one. And this is where you can, as you can see, put in recommendations and talk to me via chat, in voice if you like. And Seabass is saying, I don't know why, but if I type fast, sometimes it shows typing things twice. Well, if you're on a phone, then I kind of understand. So, you know, it is what it is. Oh, and please don't be offended if I ignore or if I don't respond to your message all that much on here. I only check Discord like once a day. I don't have it on my phone because my phone needs to check emails and other stuff. Okay, so I only check Discord when I'm on my computer, and the only time I'm on my computer is either editing videos or streaming, and I usually check my Discord maybe about 30 minutes before start streaming. So it's on computer. You type things twice sometimes. Well, that's interesting. I understand if it's a few letters, but if it's literally words, well, you might want to get that checked out. But it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with your typing, except for that there is that Chinese one. Just on Twitch. Well, maybe it's Twitch's fault. Maybe it's Twitch's fault. Anyways, and as Deflectio is saying that he or she is playing Wiga's Challenge, the idol. I'll give that a shot. To your game, yeah, just post it right here. I'll try to respond as much as possible, but again, I'm still rather intimidated by the amount of what are these called, topics that a server has. So there's a reason I had a, I think I previously I had a pretty chatty Discord community, but I just never really interact with it because I was busy with other stuff like video editing. I thought I should get a Twitter, which I do have, but I don't even post anything on there. So I was a little bit overwhelmed by all this stuff. So right now I only got YouTube, I have Twitch, and I'll add Discord on there. So yeah, it happens. Well, there you go. Jeez, it actually does happen. So it's really Twitch's fault then, Seabass. Anyways, Ultra Kill is another one, except it's $25 or something. So yeah, let me know when it drops down to $5. So then we'll talk, okay? Then we'll talk. Out of all these ones I'm interested in, I definitely am interested in this guy's In Start in Time. I just don't know what it is about, but he seems to be pretty passionate about it because he saw my one-shot Let's Play. Detroit Become Humans, story focused. I have not played a story type game since, well, actually it hasn't been that long ago. So Edith Finch, that was a really good one. But all the other ones that I've enjoyed, Heavy Rain, pretty good. And what is the other one? Walking Dead. Although Walking Dead, I've only played chapter 1 with Clementine, and that's it. I know there's, or excuse me, season 1. I think it has a really good ending, and I really did not want to continue the journey with Clementine alone. I'm sure there's some good stuff in season 2, season 3, or season 4, or whatever, but I think I've gotten pretty, I was pretty satisfied with the ending. But even after season 1, with the way things ended, it was still bleak, but it fits the narrative, as in The Walking Dead. Whether or not Clementine survives, which if you follow season 2 and 3, then obviously she does. But I just like to pretend, or rather, in my head, it's up to interpretation. So that's why I rarely play these games though. It's purely storyboard, because it's really driven on two things: storytelling and aesthetics. There is no gameplay, okay? I know that it's part of a game, but mouse clicking and simple directional gamepad to flip the script or turn the next page, to me, isn't exactly a game. That's why of all these games that, what is it, Edith Finch, I wouldn't recommend it as a game. I would only recommend it if you want to tell a good story. If it's like for $3 or $5, go for it. It's definitely worth the money. But if you're not, if it's like $15, then to me, you might as well just go on YouTube and watch it, because the experience could be a little bit different if you're actually doing the movements. But 95% of the pie, 95% of the meat comes in the form of the story and the aesthetics. You might as well save yourself $15. And with the economy right now, why not, right? Oh, hey, Shreddy, welcome. It's been a while. Good to see ya. Now you're on the, there you go. Now I see you guys. And Seabass is now on YouTube. Welcome. It'd be great. What's cracking? Nothing much. I was gonna say that I think it is only, I think it's the 26th of May, right? So I assume that if you guys are in school, summer is here. I don't know how much school you guys have left, but in my time, it's school. The last day of school is like the 25th. There might be like a 26th, 27th, but I don't go there because to me it's just a waste of time. So those are the last 1 or 2 days that I actually skip school. And that's a lot because I'm Asian. And one is that Asians don't skip schools. Okay, we follow the rules very rigorously. And two, my parents don't care if I actually skip, because as long as I got my grades, it's cool. You're not on Mon anymore? Oh, I didn't know that. I don't remember. Look in memes. All right. You better not post anything weird here. Just saying. Nice, guys. Thank you. You were David. Ah, now I remember then. I remember now. Plants vs. Zombies. Shady is saying summer is approaching. Be free quite a bit more frequently as things wrap up. Well, that's good. This is my stream now, by the way. Monday through Thursday, I like to do just chatting, usually for an hour, because it relaxes me and it calms me. And I promise you, I'm a much better chatter than I am at gaming. Okay, I'm way better at this. And if you guys want, one of you guys want to literally have a voice chat with me, I would love to. In fact, I was hoping to get one of those FromSoft fans to come into my stream and have an argument, or rather, excuse me, have a discussion with me. But so far, none of them have come, because I do have some critique when it comes to Elden Ring. Hell, if my mods like Kokito or Wrecker, if they weren't in Europe, I asked them to come on and discuss Expedition 33 with me. But I think Wrecker has not finished that game yet. Great game, by the way. Great game. Trying to get you killed? What do you mean? Am I not supposed to show some of this stuff? Well, you guys don't post it then. This is on streamer mode. So, yeah, let's be careful what I show here. This chatting here? Yeah, that's good. Don't worry about it. Ben says you made the emoji and told chat to the team chat to be TBT. I mean to make the image of a guy eating a brick. Okay, you're using AI. Makes sense. And Shreddy saying don't think you can handle any more Soul-born games. I think I understand, because Souls games are not only difficult, but they're very stress-inducing. You know, a lot of people play games. For example, I play a lot of RPGs, turn-based, for example, right? I know some people say that it is boring, which I completely understand. But there's just something about being able to take your character and grind for like an hour or two. You can listen to your music or whatever, and seeing your stats going up and up. I guess you can say it's kind of a dopamine effect. I love action games as well. But usually when it comes to action games, you don't play the same action or for that long of a time. This is why in one of my videos where I feel my Elden Ring videos where I say it feels a little bit off, because Elden Ring is a combination of action and RPG games. You want like high intensity action on one side, but you also want like RPG mechanics where it's mainly like grinding, or open world where it's a little bit better when it comes to exploration, a little bit slower pace. So when you mix those together, it's like mixing hot water with ice cubes. It's like, well, what do I get out of it? And that's one of the, I guess you can say, issues that I have with Elden Ring. I never played any other games other than Bloodborne's, but Bloodborne was too scary for me. Can I add a fan art channel on Discord? No, I cannot, because I don't know how. But I'll ask Wolf to make one. He's the one who made all this anyway. Don't ask me to do any of this, because I honestly don't know. The only thing I know is go into voice chat, send in the link, and then respond to whatever here. So, yeah. Honkai Star Rail. Is that one of those anime anime games where Honkai Star Rail? Yeah, it's an anime game, isn't it? Let me see. Gameplay. Looks like it's turn-based. Yeah, it's turn-based. Looks cool. It's definitely turn-based. I just hope it's not an MMORPG, because that'll take way too long. I'd rather play games that are a little bit on the story side. PS5. Okay. Let's see, how much is it? Oh, Yeah, no wonder. I was like, well, this reminds me of another game, Genshin Impact. That's right. Related to Genshin, I guess. So this is a free game? Is it a free game like Genshin Impact, but if you want to play more of it, you need to pay for extra content and stuff? Not. I tried actually playing Genshin, and I was not exactly a fan. Mainly because I don't have a problem with the combat, but the game design it gears me towards spending money. And if you want this clothing, you want this, that, then you need to grind the shit out of so-and-so character, or buy this, and then loot boxes and stuff. Nothing pisses me off when it as quick as those kind of gameplay. So, but I understand if you guys like to play these kind of games. But I just don't. What makes you think I can barely afford $5? So there's no way that I would be able to grind, be able to complete a game like this. Mostly free. Well, it's one of those free-to-play games then. Yeah, it's free to play, but in order to do anything in there or anything of relevancy, you're gonna have to pay for it, and that's just not my style. No, don't donate, Seabass. I said it on stream before, is that I do streaming for fun. I have a job, it's just that the job market for me right now sucks. I'm in real estate, by the way. Real estate market sucks, and I'd rather get the money on my own. If I can close one deal a month, that's more than enough, okay? That's more than enough for me to buy a game or something. It's not like a 9-to-5 job, okay? Marvel Rivals, I heard of that one. Shady is saying let's see, I can play stressful difficulty, but I'm a big Cuphead fan. It just seems quite daunting. The thing is, Shady, I was gonna tell you this, is that when it comes to Soulsborne games or high octane action games, it doesn't have to be Souls-like. So for example, Super Smash, I'm sure you guys know what that is, right? Action fighting games. And then, as you say, Cuphead. These very high action oriented games, because they're very difficult, again, you can also add my favorite, which is Devil May Cry, in there. The action usually lasts for about 3 to 5 minutes because it's very high intensity and quite inducive. It's like running it's like running a sprint, you know? You need a little bit of a break afterwards. And then you stop and you keep playing, you stop, and then you go into the action again. Where Elden Ring, I'm just going to use that as an example. The boss is very high stress, right? Depending on what level and how good you are at the game. I mean, the game could, the one boss, for example, could last you maybe about 3 hours or something. That's pretty good. But afterwards, then you have to go after you beat the boss, you go to the next boss. But in between those segments, one is quite long. Like going from Stormvale Castle to Lunaria to face Queen Renala. They would take about at least maybe an hour or two, unless you know exactly where you're going. And then in between, you still have to deal with enemies, puzzles, and all the other stuff. So it never really lets you rest, because it's exploration and then collecting all this stuff. I just felt stressed and tired a lot of the time. And it also depends on the boss, because if there's a good boss, I think my favorite is definitely not Rellana from Shadow of the Erdtree, and Mesmer, some of my favorites. But if it's like a bad boss, like a dragon, it really stresses me. I was like, oh man, I gotta do this again because of the camera and all the angle and stuff. So I'm not saying that Souls games are bad, or even Elden Ring is a bad game. It's just that that's why I felt it's a little bit unbalanced. And yet when I finished the game, some people say that I get a mixed response of like, dude, you're making this way harder than it needs to be, this fight, or that I'm extremely over level. Let me just say this. The fact that I made it harder for me to fight is because the way I play that game is I like to parry enemies. So I like to fight that way. But also that I'm over leveled. Well, I can't de-level my characters. And because the game is open world and does not, and I don't know what level I'm supposed to be at specific bosses. This is not like Pokemon where I can see the power level of the gym leader. Then I get extremely confused. And then all these fans are, some of these fans are, you can play it however you want. Yet I get somehow dunked on when they say, well, you beat this in a cheesy way or you over leveled. It's like, what? Not to mention that the reason I over leveled is because I split my stats evenly, even though I don't use magic. You know why? Because I wanted to use different weapons, because different weapons you have to have a certain level of stat. So I was like, okay, I'll have to level this up to see how it goes. So that's where I felt the imbalance of the game comes in. And if I wanted to rebalance the game, then I have to beat the entire game and to get the either to start a new character or level up all the enemies in the game. And to me, that is just way too much work for me to do it all over again, only to fight the boss once. That to me is obviously a design, I wouldn't say a flaw. I think they deliberately do it on purpose. They deliberately not let you have multiple save files. They deliberately not let you fight. There's no boss rush or a boss dungeon. Why can't I just fight one of the bosses in an area again if I pay some rooms for it? And then lastly, you are able to redo your stats. Like if you leveled up strength too much, maybe you want to do magic, but somehow you have to use every single stat that you acquire. It's like, why? Yeah, don't worry about the scammers. I've gotten used to them, so don't worry about that. It happens a lot of time. If you're on Twitch, I'm not in the just chatting category. I'm in the cooking category or the food category. It's because a lot of people on there is just either watch old shows like Hell's Kitchen or something, and I find it a little bit more entertaining. People can find me easier because eventually I will be doing cooking as well. Cooking while chatting just like this, That's what I want. Oh, see ya, Defectio. Am I excited for Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4? Yes, I am. Sorry I went on my little rant a little bit there. Didn't see all of your... No worries, Seabass. I don't have any mods on Twitch. It's not a big deal for me. Anyways, I was saying, yes, I am very excited for Deltarune. However, it's been a long time since I played Chapter 1 and 2, so I don't remember much. I think the main character's name is Chris, along with Rouse, and then I think the horse's name is Sophie. I still don't remember too much of plot. I don't think it was bad, it's just that it's been a very long time since I played it. And I'm looking forward to the bosses. I remember the optional boss in the first chapter gave me a headache. Wasn't nearly as hard as Sans though. Wasn't nearly as hard. Nor the final boss from Undertale Yellow. And then for some reason you guys said that I would struggle a lot with Chapter 2's optional boss, which was Spamton, I believe. And I killed him in my first try. Yet somehow I struggled with the Killer Queen, or Ice Queen, which is just the normal story boss of that chapter. I was struggling so much with that boss, it was embarrassing. And I remember Alma, one of my old viewers, saying that it would be hilarious if I actually beat Spamton on my first try, yet lost to the story boss, which everyone says was a breeze. So yeah, my skills comes and goes when it comes to Undertale or Deltarune games, and I can't remember it. Hollow Knight Part 1, Part 2. Depending on how much it costs, and the thing with Hollow Knight, I know it's hard in platforming. I tried playing Ori and the Blind Forest. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you think I'm bad at shooters, I'm even worse at platforming. I really tried to be good at platforming. I really tried. But I am absolutely bloody awful. Okay? I tried to play platformer. I tried to get into Mario. But I'm just not very good at it. I am so bad at it, okay? Prince of Persia? Sounds good. Hollow Knight is $10. Well, get it down to 5, then maybe we'll talk. You don't think I'll ever play Elden Ring? I think it's a great game, especially if you should get it if you're on sale. But you just go in with reasonable expectations, because I do think that it gets a little bit overhyped, but it's still a very, very good game. I'm not going to talk badly about it. I had a good time with it, but everyone's saying that it's like the best game ever made and the best open world game ever made. I was like, well, it's debatable, but you know, everything is subjective, right? Sounds good, Ben. Recap video I can find for you? Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, yeah. Let's see. What other game recommendation? Man, there's 8. Seriously. You guys are going to load this up with like 1,000 games. I'm telling you guys right now, all I'm saying is that it has to be under $5. Terraria, I actually have this. Yep, I promised. I actually have this game, actually. Yep, I have this game. So I might play it. Balarto card game? That I might be interested in. Just keep in mind that I have to I have to be able to afford it. And so I will definitely do Terraria. Okay? One of these days. One of these days. I have it, and I will definitely do it. So there you go. But anyways, yeah, this is the kind of stream this is the kind of game that I prefer, which is just having a good conversation with my audience. I'm not afraid. If someone comes in and disagrees with me, I would, in fact, would love it if we can have a great discussion about certain topics in games. The only thing that I'm not really keen on or interested in talking with people about is obviously politics. I was like, I'm not a political commentator. It is what it is. So we'll just keep it to maybe pop culture and maybe gaming related. If you guys want some of my advice, like I know Ned was on call with me a few days ago, and I think he was maybe asking me for my opinion on his art, which is great. But I did give him some advice that, as in like, don't take my advice too seriously, and you know, just keep going. If you love what the art that you like to draw, then that's good enough. It's the same thing with how I approach streaming. Is that don't expect money out of it, don't expect fame out of it, but what does streaming bring you? It connects me with people, because right now, instead of talking to my actual friends who I would love to, but they have their own personal affairs like kids, jobs and stuff, where if I talk to you guys are basically kind of like a free form of therapy, and kind of like a first date kind of thing, you know? It'd be great. I would love that. The only thing that's missing is probably I want to cook, but my mom's kitchen is not exactly the best. It's kind of crappy. Yes, I got Terraria. So one of these days I will play it. I don't know what kind of game it is. I remember it being 16 pixel. So is it kind of like a Minecraft where you can do whatever you want in the game? Or is it kind of like a survival kind of game where you collect pieces and you build out your character and your inventory? That's what I want to know. But don't ruin it for me. If it's that good of a game, I want to see it for myself. The thing with all these games is that I would love it if it's something like these kind of games, like Sharks and Minnows and Five Nights at Wario series, where it's purely gameplay, or something that is very story driven, like this. Gameplay like Ultra Kill, I know this one's a shooter. Maybe not I might not lean into that one as much, just because I'm not good at shooters. But when it comes to stories, RPGs, or maybe a little bit of action, but especially these, I don't know if there's a gameplay term for it. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's style. Looking left, looking right, turn off the lights, close the door, something like that. Then yeah, I definitely am really good at it. Quite good at it, I would say. Japanese horror, the classroom. Yes, I have it. Terraria is like Minecraft, but 2D. But Minecraft, isn't it about... I thought Minecraft is like a Lego game. In other words, it's a sandbox, as in you can do whatever you want with it. when I first saw Minecraft, the first thing that came to my mind was literally digital Lego, as in, okay, you can build whatever you want with it. You can build like an island, you can build a castle, whatever. I remember my friend was really into that game. But then again, you add something that Legos cannot do, which is gameplay mechanics. Like, oh, do you want this to be a survival game? Do you want to add enemies and stuff? Do you want to turn this into a shooter? Your limitation is really your own imagination, right? The thing with me is that I used to really like those kind of games. But as I gotten older, it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's because the older you get, the less imaginative that you get, unfortunately. And from first-hand experience, when I first got my job and I made money, I went to Toys R Us and bought a bunch of Legos that I could only dream of buying when I was a kid. Star Wars, the Death Stars, the Empire, the triangular-looking ships and all that stuff, Life on Mars, those kind of sets that I really, really love. Because back in the day, obviously my parents did not buy it for me because we were not very wealthy. And I remember going to my friend's house to always take apart his set and build whatever's in our imagination. We would never ever build something that is exact copy. So when I got my Legos, I built it exactly the way it's supposed to be. I tried disassembling it and tried to maybe bring some of those childhood imagination back. It just doesn't work for me. I just don't have it anymore. This is why I'd rather have a more linear gameplay rather than a gameplay that allows so much freedom. Nothing wrong with the latter. I just don't have that imagination, that creativity in me anymore. I find that the more I grow older, I also have less time to spend with games, and the less patient I have as like get to this story or get to the gameplay. This is why I've been my list of criteria for games have been a little bit on the higher side. So just letting you know. Terraria, you beat it in 15 hours. If chat helps you, you can beat the game that quickly. Terraria bosses, which progresses the story difficulty, and it has NPCs which unveil this story as well. 15 hours. Well, it depends on what it is. So you said it's 2D, right? So I assume that it's gonna have some sort of platforming. So that's why I'm a little bit iffy on. You guys should really see me playing platforming. I really suck at it. Ori and the Blind Forest, great game, beautiful art, great music. But there's this one section that I remember made me quit the game, which was it was like activating the tree, and then the flooding goes up like this, and Ori is supposed to escape, like by keep going upwards. That took me almost 2 hours. Just for that section. And then afterwards I went on YouTube and looked up if people struggle with this section. No. Only a few, as in it took them a few attempts. But I spent 2 hours on that section. Okay? And that's when I realized that this gameplay is almost like Elden Ring for me. I'd rather face Malenia or any of the soul bosses before I do that section again. I am just that bad. Yeah. And you guys certainly don't want to watch me getting frustrated, because you guys will be frustrated. Okay? Because I played example, Happy's Humble Burger Barn. That game I streamed maybe about a week ago, and I got stuck on the tutorial. That was quite stupid. That was really, really dumb. And thank goodness for one of the viewers in Twitch saying that I've never seen someone struggle with this part before. So it was so common. It was just common sense. Okay. And same thing with, you can say, One Shot, where the maybe because I never played too many games on the PC. Some of the puzzles ask me to like look at the wallpaper, look into your download folder or your document folder, open this, open that. I've never experienced something like that because I never had a game where it says you need to turn off your PS5 or look into your PS5's internal storage for a specific photo. That never happens. And I think that's why I am truly starting to enjoy some of these games on PC. Not only are they, I guess you can say free, some of them are free, and not to mention that some of them have bigger discounts than Sony, than and Xbox and Nintendo, of course. That's why I think it's a really good investment. Not to mention, and also I get to do a lot of video editing, which I am starting to get pretty decent at. I'm starting to do more video essays and just do whatever's on my mind. The last 6 being Elden Ring and Expedition 33. Might make one in one of these these games, but I like to just post. I like to just post whatever's on my mind. You may need tutorial to help you beat Terraria. I definitely do need more than tutorial. Once you get decently into the game, I don't know, because I assume that based on what I've seen, what little I remember from it, is that because it's a 2D game, right? I'm almost certain it has some form of platforming. And if it has, then I'm not going to be able to be very good at it. There's just some people that are not good at shooters, some people who are not good at RPGs or whatever, or puzzles. I am just one of those people who are not good at platforming, any sort of platforming. The only platforming that I am good at is, as I'm sure Ben would be delighted to hear this, would be Assassin's Creed, because Ubisoft is one of Ben's favorite developers. And you guys know how that is. It's pretty automatic. Assassin's Creed's platforming is pretty simple. And it's almost, you might as well just hold your hand, okay? And I am good at. Little platforming, the platforming is there, you can just place blocks to make it no longer platforming. Well, we'll see then, we'll see. As of now, this coming Friday and Saturday, as I already promised, is that I will be trying to finish up One Shot. And I'm going to try and do the good ending. I really want a good ending. The ending I got wasn't that bad. However, yeah, Nico is stuck in that area. And also, it's left to interpretation, because just because I installed the sun doesn't mean that the world will be fixed. So maybe there's more to the story than I thought, because in that first playthrough it feels a bit like Undertale neutral, as in it doesn't feel complete. There's something missing that I'm not aware of, as in who was the being that tells me to destroy the light bulb? Who is the being that is telling me to install the sun? I've grown to care for Nico quite a bit. He's such an innocent little soul, and all he wants is to go home and have pancakes, or have his mom's pancakes. But at the same time, some of the people in the world, like in the Glen and the Baron, I don't know them enough, but I can see that there's definitely more depth to them, and I want to know it. I just didn't have the time, and I guess on that first playthrough, you're not exactly supposed to know all of it. So yeah. Thanks, Seabass. I'll see you later. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the game so far. And if you guys do want to play One Shot, which I highly recommend, I think it's one of the more unique games that I've played. Well, unique to me though, because I never played too many games. The only ones that are somewhat like it is probably Doki Doki, in which you have to shuffle your files around. Now I understand what it means. I really, really do. It always makes me nervous because I was like, is this like a virus? Is it gonna install something on my computer that I really don't want to see? I was quite surprised when I first got in and it started calling me by my real name. I was like, okay, this is one of those games that kind of could dox you then. But I enjoyed the one-shot quite a bit. Its art style reminds me of Undertale, but it's definitely not Undertale. The gameplay is completely different because it is purely a puzzle game. At least that's what I've seen so far. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I hope you guys had fun, because there's nothing more fun to me than just coming on stream and chilling with you guys. I do hope that one of you will eventually reach out and, do a voice chat. I would love to hear what your opinions are, because there's obviously a difference between looking at the text and being able to, and then hearing a voice back. Give me whatever topic is on your mind. If you come in, you don't have to chat too long. Just give me a topic, and I can go on and on about certain things. So, yeah, I would love to hear what you're passionate about, what drives you, what questions you have, what's on your mind. I think that would make an interesting stream, at least compared to the hundreds, if not millions, of streamers who are just purely playing games or doing something extremely stupid. I'd rather my streams to be a little bit on the more helpful side. And I'm taking a risk here because obviously I'm having you guys on my stream because I don't know who you are. I don't know your real name, and let's keep it that way. But overall, it's relaxing for me. What's up, Wolf?
Sorry I had a quick departure.
Yeah, no worries. I'm still having fun here. Despite not getting too many views, which is fine, but I think it's way more engaging this way. Everyone has their stuff to do, because I also think that if you watch someone on stream, if only watch them for maybe about 30 minutes or an hour, even 10 minutes, it's a hell of a lot healthier for you mentally if you compare it to watching for like 4 or 5 hours. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep you guys sane, and I'm also trying to keep my own sanity, because you guys can drive me fucking crazy sometimes, right? Alright, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Again, thank you everyone for coming in. And Wolf, I think someone asked me if there's if you can do on the Discord, you can add some kind of fan art stuff on there. I think someone asked for it.
I'll get work.
Yeah, it's one of these. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but game recommendations, questions. I don't know what these are called. General. So can you add one that just says fan arts? I would love to look at them.
I'll just do I'll rename questions to. There you go. No, make fan art. There you go.
All right. No. Fan art. That's all. I don't need my name on there, please.
Okay.
I don't want to see fan arts of myself, dude. That's just weird.
My bad.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for tonight, and I will be back same time tomorrow to discuss whatever you guys is on my mind or your mind. So you guys have a good night. Have a good summer.